Hello, welcome to the Level 20 Lounge for Level 20 Sports Line. We've got a huge crowd here tonight. We've got a lot of great guests tonight. You should make it on down here, and you should come next week anytime you can. You want to be here for Level 20 Sports Line. I'm Mike McGlory, Smoking Jim Frazier, Chip Hanger, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And we're going to start out, as we always do, with What's on Your Mind. Al, what's on your mind?
Well, Colin just gave me a little piece of propaganda here. Something with the Super Bowl, $20 special. Bud Light pitcher and Smoking Jim. It's not a double order of fries, a double order of their wings. I recommend them. I've eaten a lot of free wings from other people here. We have a nice crowd. Come out here for the Super Bowl. The fries are delicious. Don't forget Level 20. Then I wanted to tell you, I do this little thing on Thursday night. If you ever want to hear blues, Jessica Lee has this Entrepreneurial Thursday. All you guys and girls that want to get in business or have a business, show up there. It's a great networking event. 6 o'clock to 8, costs you $5 to get in. Little E's on Liberty Avenue. You'll hear great jazz, great musicians. Even guys like Frederick Pugh come in, they start singing. It's great, great show. One more thing, I just got this hot off the press. Waco War Sanders sent me this Harlem Nights. Now, I don't know if you can get in here, Smoking Jim. I heard you got one of these too. You didn't print it up though. This is for Waco. This is February 22nd. We'll give you the details later. Check it out here online. You can see us on YouTube. Now, what's really on my mind is Penguins in a shootout. All three guys scored a goal. We win. Went through all that suspense for 65 minutes. What a game. Now they win 2 games, they lose 2 games. Now they win one in the shootout. What do you think it's going to be? 2 in a row again and we start this? Or are they going to have that team meeting that straightened them out and they're going to play hard each game? So evidently it worked this last game, and I'm hopeful that they keep the streak alive. They are the best team. We've all predicted that they're going to be in the Stanley Cup. Now they got to start winning again. That's what's on my mind.
Thanks, Al.
Thanks.
Chip, what's on your mind?
Well, 25 years ago on Saturday, we're going to pay homage to one of the greatest events that ever happened at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. Jerome Lane brought down the backboard against University of Providence on national TV. And in the immortal words of Bill Rafferty, bring it, Jerome. But what's on my mind is, you know, we've especially here in Western Pennsylvania with the scandal at Penn State and everything, we've always had been disparaging of Mark Emmert, the head of the NCAA, and the way the NCAA doles out punishment to various universities. And the NCAA now should become under investigation itself for what they've just pulled with the investigation into the University of Miami. Apparently, Mr. Emmert had hired an attorney that was sitting in on the a bankruptcy hearing of somebody that was responsible for the Ponzi scheme, who admitted that he had paid improper benefits to University of Miami athletes. And instead of the NCAA investigating the guy and having him clam up and you know, taking the fifth, he sent the attorney in from the bankruptcy hearing to get information for the NCAA, which kind of nulled and voided the investigation of the University of Miami. And I pretty much think at this point that anybody that's been under investigation by the NCAA should just go ahead and appeal the process right now, because I'm sure that's not the only dirt that they're going to find. So, you know, the people that are handing out the punishments, you know, maybe there's somebody that needs to be monitoring what they're doing. But that's what's on my mind.
Thanks, Chip. Smoking Jim, what's on your mind?
Hey, thanks, Magic Mike. We got several guests in the house today. Just wanted to acknowledge a couple of people. We got the next lightweight champion in the world here. In my opinion, he's the best Pittsburgh fighter since Billy Conn. Please put your hands together for Lightning Rod Sulka. And Rod had over 50 amateur fights. He also was a former state wrestling champ in high school. So not only is his hands, but his half Nelson is also registered with the police as lethal weapons. Also, we have the beautiful China Rock here. And I always say that whatever a man can do, a woman can do better. And China is my co-host for professional boxing. So please give China a big hand. China also has one of the best TV shows in the city of Pittsburgh, and I always call her lips, hips, and fingertips because she's so sexy on the outside. But what makes China so special is what's on the inside, and she's definitely the smartest person I ever met in my life. Bring out your pens, your papers. I tell you what, I'm about to give you my Stone Cold Lead Pipe Super Bowl Bet Your House lock. I'm undefeated in the NFL playoffs, and I tell you what, we got two great teams, San Francisco and Baltimore. I tell you what, two great young quarterbacks. They're not going to fold under pressure. You're not going to see a discount double choke in this game. You're not going to see Neil O'Donnell. You're not going to see Donovan McNabb throwing up in the huddle in the fourth quarter. Two outstanding coaches, the Harbaugh brothers. And I tell you what, I put a phone call in to Tim Brown. I wanted to find out from Tim whether John Harbaugh was going to throw the game to let his brother Jim win the Super Bowl. And he hasn't called me back yet. Finally, two outstanding defense. 49ers got a great young defense led by Patrick Willis. He wears number 52 because he idolizes Ray Lewis, the greatest player of all time. The Ravens on defense got two Hall of Fame players, future Hall of Fame players, Sugar Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. And right now, I'm going to give you my pick, but we'll wait till the end of the show.
Let me ask you something, Jim. After all the stuff you went through, how are you going to introduce these people? What else you got to say?
He's just warming up. Look at him.
He's just getting warmed
Can
up.
anybody hear now?
Tiger Woods won the Farmers Insurance Open today. Tiger Woods, that's right, the only reason you watch golf. If you think Woods is excited about winning, you should see the PGA people. They're more excited than anybody. They're probably half drunk already. Because everybody in the world knows that the only reason to watch golf is Tiger Woods. And if you say you watch golf when Tiger isn't playing, you're a liar, and you probably date people that Manti Te'o knows. So, thank God for Tiger Woods. Thank God the PGA got something to keep him in a job. And Tiger, keep on going. We want to see you win some more majors. And that's what's on my mind.
All right, Michael. All right.
Well, Jim, let's get your first guest up.
Well, I tell you what, I'm saving my money right now. I tell you what, I ain't going to be single for the rest of my life. When I get enough money for the Hope Diamond, I'm going to propose to this young lady. Everybody bring up to the stage, China Rock.
What's up, China?
What's up, y'all?
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Well, China, please update all your many fans on what's just been going on in your life. I'll tell you what, you crisscrossed the country.
I did. I've been around for quite some time. I started out with Smoking Jim with the boxing and the amateur ringside, and kind of grew from there into the professional. I've had, the pleasure of rocking out with Reiko Saunders and Lightning Rod Salka. They've allowed us to come and bring their productions to their local promotions, and I'm excited about that. Been developing the new television show, which Jim has watched go through many changes. That'll be dropping at about springtime this year.
What's the name of that show?
It's called The Social Curve, and it's a very dynamic show. You guys will see
Will it
and
be
hear
a
more
once a
about
week
it.
show?
It will be a bi-monthly show. And it's the social curve, so it's going to cover a lot of wonderful things that people really want to talk about.
And I love curves.
Give us a tease on one of the shows.
What do you mean by tease?
Like what kind of things you're going to talk about, who you might talk to. You can have guests.
Yeah, we're going to have guests on the show. Well, we always start out with our city, so we'll be covering a lot of the things that are happening in the city as far as local news, some of the things that are hard-hitting that really affect us the most, like what's happening in education, what our business climate is like, small businesses, you know, say for instance, like shows like yours would love to just cover it and get to know the personalities in the city. And with Pittsburgh being like the new baby Hollywood, yes, our city is really coming up on the Hollywood
So some movie
sector.
stars will be on your show. Smoking
You
Jim
never know.
Fraser, maybe?
Maybe
A legend in his own mind.
A producer next to you? You got a producer next to you, a filmmaker?
And you also, how do you say it on the show, on the Primo? You busted your cherry? Is that how they say it on the show?
yeah, my I was a virgin.
She's blushing.
I was a vote virgin. I never voted before in my life, and I did finally vote in this election for the first time.
Good for you.
So that's what it means about my cherry I popped. But I felt like it was important to start to, you know, get involved with what's going on in our country.
Well, 22, you should. You know?
22?
Yeah, you
Oh,
should.
I remember being 22.
All right, 22.
All right, well, you said you traveled across the country with Rayco.
Yeah, I did. I went all over with Rayco. I followed him, me with my production company, Isa Jordan. I followed him to Chicago, where he fought for a title. I also followed him to Montreal, where he fought on ESPN2 Live. So I was there ringside. That was a wonderful experience. I have some highlights for you guys if you want to check them out. It looks really good there.
Sure.
And and I also look forward to doing more with Rod Salka and his promotional company. He puts on excellent venues. They're very professional. You know, I've seen a lot of different promotions being put on, and I've been very impressed with the promotions that Rod Salka puts on. So everybody should definitely come out and see Rod's promotions because they're awesome. They're very nice.
Well, thank you very much.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
I had Smoking Jim on the show, developing my show, and he did the Steel City Sports Talk. And this was October 6th. So there was only one Super Bowl pick that you had that was San Francisco. And the other one was the Patriots. And so how do you think that the teams came along with all of the picks that you had?
Well, I love your question, and but I promised the audience that I would wait to the end of the show to give my Super Bowl pick. But I will say this: that in my
Philadelphia
opinion,
Eagles, you thought.
in my opinion, the greatest player in NFL history is Ray Lewis, and this is Ray Lewis's last ride.
Thank God.
So at the end of the show, it could come down to
Hold it right there.
Could come down.
China
to
broke the wall, no pun intended. You already gave a little insight there. Did you listen to any of that, folks?
Well, at the beginning of the season, I made a prediction. I thought it would be San Francisco and Houston in the Super Bowl, but I gave my prediction for a winner then. I picked San Francisco. I got to stick with San Francisco. Houston didn't make it quite as far as I thought they would, but
This is Black History Month. Nobody cares what you think.
We still got 7 days.
No, it's too early. He's trying to get off China. He's trying to get off the pick that you put him on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what about the hockey lockout? I gotta ask. I need some feedback on that. How do you feel about hockey being back?
Nobody won.
we're glad that it's back. The lockout was because the union brought in Donald Fehr, who ruined baseball, and he tried to ruin hockey, but they got together and they fixed it up. 48-game season's not optimal, but it's enough, and I think that it gives the Penguins a great shot.
And to speak to your question about the hockey season, I'm glad that hockey's back, but I think the product that they're putting out right now is subpar. And I think these teams are going to play their way into, being much more competitive and better balanced games. But it's going to take them, probably a month, 6 weeks, because nobody's practiced, nobody's done everything.
Right.
And there's some really, really sloppy hockey being played right now.
Hold it, China, I got to interrupt you first. The man next to you made a statement about the Union and Donald Fair ruined hockey. Bettman is one of the guys that's most hated in history.
Wow.
That's the guy they're forgetting about. Now, I've been a Union guy. I've been out of a Union for a while. But unions aren't the evil. They're only 11.3% of the working country here. 11.3. And if you have a dog, everybody have a dog? Part of that tail wag your dog. That guy believes a tail wags a dog. Part of that, everybody lost with a strike. He tries to interrupt me, but I can't interrupt him. Now, that's what happened. He's been a Donald Fair hater. This guy got something called a defined benefit pension plan for players. Most people don't even know what that is because they ended those. Look that up and Google it when you leave here, and then you can say how bad Donald Fair was.
Wow.
Because now the players and the owners have to be partnerships and fund a pension plan for these guys.
Now, hasn't hockey been taking a hit because of the sponsorship levels?
Not around
They said
here.
that
Right around here, and Pittsburgh's probably
They love it.
the biggest.
one of the most
We have the
popular
best sports
here.
atmosphere
But there's-
in the world.
We were playing Ottawa yesterday afternoon, and you're watching the camera pan the stands. There's a lot of empty seats there. Now, Canada is where hockey was originated,
Right.
and they're not filling arenas in Canada. So that should just tell you a little bit about how fans have taken it.
Plus, they're giving away a lot of free stuff. Half-price jerseys,
Wow.
free things to eat. You get 3 items for free. They're doing it all over the NHL. They're actually selling more of the gear
Union cards.
because of that. No, they're keeping the union cards, a 10-year settlement. They get a pension. God bless America.
That was 2 minutes of worthless airtime.
See, that's what happens when you have ignorant people on a show that hate unions.
Cut you short because we got so many
Pittsburgh's a
guests
union
tonight.
town.
I'll probably
No
forget some of them.
Thanks, China.
Thanks for coming down.
I love it. This is nice, guys.
It was a good show.
Thank you. We have the best question of the night. We'll have you back.
Very well thought out questions. Excellent.
And the last was the best.
When I get that Hope Diamond, keep hope alive, keep hope alive.
She called me today.
All right, Smoking Jim.
Well, I tell you what, you guys been living under a rock if you don't know this guy. Not only is he going to win a world championship in boxing, once he does that, he's going to go win the world championship in MMA. I tell you what, one of the most gifted warriors you ever going to see in southwestern Pennsylvania. Put your hands together for Lightning Rod Soka!
It's a heck of an introduction. What's going on, guys?
So Lightning Rod, you get ready to fight for a title this Saturday. Let all your fans know what's going on.
Yeah, we're fighting for the NABA lightweight title. It's a 135-pound title. I know I look a lot bigger than that, but it's the camo. That'll rank me in the top 15 in the world with the WBA, which is a major boxing organization. We were supposed to have the USBO on board also, but promotional things prevented that one. So hopefully after this belt, or I win this belt here, beat Emmanuel Lucero on Saturday, it'll put me right there in the top 15. And you know, and once you're the way boxing works with the top 15 and why that's so important is you have to be in the top 15 to get a shot at a world title. So say the champion's #1 and he wants to defend his title, he can pick anybody in the top 15 to defend against until his mandatory to fight the #2 comes up. So it gives you a chance, like at any moment you could get a phone call to fight for a world title or fight for a big fight somewhere once you're in the top 15. So hopefully we get there on Saturday and get Emmanuel Lucero out of there.
Did I see Lucero? Did he fight Manny Pacquiao before?
Yeah, he fought Manny Pacquiao maybe like a while ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. He fought Manny Pacquiao. he fought him real good for about 2 rounds, and then
That's about right.
and then about half of the 3rd round, he before he forgot where he was at. But, he also fought Rocky Juarez and Jason Litzau, other guys that have fought and won world titles, and he fought. He actually beat Rogers Matagua, who had Juan Manuel Lopez out on his feet and out, and fought Yuriorkis Gamboa and stuff like that. So, this guy's been in there with top level competition for years. So he'll be in there again on Saturday, and hopefully within a half an hour he'll be taking a ride.
So, Jim said before that you have your own promotion.
Yeah, Team Salga Promotions. Yeah.
So, where do you have your fights?
I started this promotional company. This will be my fifth fight we've done, and I try to keep it in southwestern, or south of Pittsburgh, in my hometown. I went to Elizabeth Forward High School, so I try to keep it out that way because I get a really good local, draw people that'll come out in that area but are still intimidated to come to Pittsburgh. After we win this, I think we can pull it closer to the city and do well. I did the one in Green Tree to test the waters down there, and it went pretty well, but I don't have to try in my hometown. I can just do the show. People are going to show up. I don't have to, as long as they know about it, they're going to show up. You know what I mean? Where when you do it in Pittsburgh, you need a lot broader scheme to kind of reach, and you're really only pulling boxing fans at that point. Where in my hometown, we're pulling people that want to come support a guy from that hometown.
Now, how does it make you feel to be the only athlete in the history of Elizabeth Forward?
I don't know, man. I looked in the trophy case up there last summer, and they do have a picture of someone wearing a professional baseball uniform, but I couldn't tell you his name, to be honest. But there was someone that went to school there did go and play Major League Baseball. So whether he just got the jersey and got a picture taken or not, I don't know. But we did have one guy. I remember in the whole case, I did see that. So.
The ball boy!
He's from Elizabeth Ford. He probably stole it.
Wow.
We saw. I've seen a couple of your pro fights, not against very good competition, but we watched a lot of your amateur fights.
Yeah.
And you were a great amateur boxer.
Yeah.
And aside from yourself, who do you think are good fighters from the area?
To be honest with you, I think we have a lot of good fighters in the area. You know what I mean? I think boxing's kind of maybe taking a back seat to MMA a little bit here, just on the everybody's kind of hype on it. It's newer, you know what I mean? And it was, in my opinion, it was really exciting MMA when it first kind of came out those first 5 years. But as the rule changes go and people start getting technically better, and you start seeing a lot more wrestlers, Division I wrestlers getting involved, I feel like it's kind of leveling out as far as the action goes. It's getting a lot more. How many people do you see at a high school wrestling match? 5 people, you know what I mean? The kids' parents, that's it. And I feel like that's kind of where it's gonna end up. You're still gonna have exciting knockouts every now and again, like you do in boxing, but I feel like it's getting a lot more technical to where people are watching it and they don't even know who's winning. You know what I mean? But as far as the boxers, got to get back on task there. Sammy Vasquez is a young fighter out of the area that's coming up. He's pretty good.
He's been on the show.
Who can?
You have Jason Bergman. He fights on our cards. He's won 11 in a row as a heavyweight, and he's right on the cusp of busting into that top 15 and really making some money. And who else do we have? Everybody. Reiko's been going around fighting everybody. He can't catch a break, but he's getting the fights and he's making some money. Who else do we have on this card here? Monty Clay. Monty Clay just fought Emmanuel Lucero, just beat him 2 times in 2 real tough fights. He fought him down at the Rivers Casino, and then he fought him December 1st, actually, down at Mountaineer Park. And they were great fights, real action-packed, competitive. I don't know if you guys saw them, but they were real close. Monty got the decision both times, and I thought he won both of them, but they were good fights.
Monty's a very exciting fighter to watch.
Where's your fight this Saturday?
It's at Core Time Sports Complex in Elizabeth.
Okay.
Where's that at? I'm not familiar.
It's south of Pittsburgh.
I know. Where's it located? Yeah.
It's on 95 Enterprise Drive, right off of Route 48, the road that takes you from Elizabeth into McKeesport.
Okay,
So it's right on that
That's
path.
like where Rock Run. It's
Right next to that. Matter of fact, those gas stations.
There's that BP station.
It's right up on the hill behind
All right,
it. Yeah, it's right on the hill behind that. So it's right there.
Maybe we should make that trip.
Right up the street from the statue of that baseball player we had.
I'm going to bring it in so we can see who he is.
We're gonna have to Google. We have to Google that up.
We'll bring that guy in. Hey, I was at your Green Tree extravaganza there, and I was one of the crowd there a couple tables back with some friends, and you did have a nice crowd there.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice crowd. It was. I mean, we maybe had like.
What was that, a couple thousand, 2,500?
No, there was no. It
I
just,
thought maybe 2,000.
No, there probably was only like 600 or 700 people in there. I bet. You know what I mean? It just looks.
That was that Vasquez crowd.
It sounds like a lot more people. Yeah, whenever you have him on the card.
Yeah,
They travel and
Yeah, I
droves.
mean, I think he really sold maybe like 100 tickets for that fight. And then probably more than that, maybe like 150. But it sounds like 1,000. You know what I mean? When I did the show, I don't know if you guys were at the show in April that I did in Elizabeth. That when I fought Angel Rios. I mean, we probably had in court time. We probably had like 1,700 people. Wow. It was packed. But we had a lot of great fighters. People don't know it's Eddie Chambers. You know, Fast Eddie Chambers, the out of Philadelphia. He's originally from Pittsburgh.
Really?
And his brother Stevie Upshur fought on the show to kind of come back and fight around here again. So we had like about 5 or 6 local guys that could all fight. Danny Harbison, myself, Bergman, Jimmy Lubash, Sammy Vasquez. We had like just a killer. We had like 8 fights, and then I had 2 heavyweights come in and battle each other. That Daniel Martz that fought down there, he fought undefeated Italian kid from New York, Joey Cusimano, down there. It was a great fight. So I mean, that card. You just got to get the crowd, the group of people, and you got to get the word out. I'm really a terrible promoter.
Well, then how much for a ticket? And where can they get these tickets?
$30 for a ticket, $60 for ringside, paboxingevents.com, or you can show up at court time on this Saturday and come out and get the fight. Also, the weigh-ins are at Latitude 40 Friday night at 6:30.
I'll be there.
Robinson.
There you go. You just promoted it, so you're not so bad
No,
anymore.
I'm terrible at it.
You just got better. Where's it at again?
I'm really good at all the technical stuff, contracts and all that, but as far as getting the word out there,
Give me one of these things. Write it down. We'll put it out tomorrow night on our show. Write down.
Information. We'll put it out on the air tomorrow.
Get the information.
Yeah.
We'll put it out tomorrow night because it'll be live tomorrow
We'll get
night.
it out of the
Literally, I go on Facebook and call my friends and say, "Hey, come fight and come out." That's how we promote it. You know what I mean?
We got to do a little more than that.
Well, I figure people come to it, they see it, they have a good time, and then they want to know what the next ones are, and then they tell people, and it's been working like that. I mean, I've made money on every one of the shows that go good, so I'm able to keep doing them. We got great sponsors too. The company I work for, Weavertown Environmental, is great. The Boilermakers Local 154 is great.
Yes.
You know, very supportive.
Right down the road here.
They only help destroy the country.
They built the country. Yeah. Again, more people built the country, like right around here. There we go.
Thanks, Rod. You off too, but again,
no
a
problem.
lot of guests.
No
Thanks
problem.
for coming.
Yeah,
Good luck
wish you
Saturday.
best of luck.
Hope we get down to
Thanks a lot.
see
See
you.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Good luck.
Next time we're going to get his autograph. Have an autograph signing. Good job, Lightning Rod.
Fight Saturday night?
I'll be there.
Oh, really? Let me know.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to keep it going. If you guys love NFL football, and I know you do, we're in the sports bar. We got a guy that's going to be playing, I guarantee you, in the National Football League next year. Come on, Jermaine Moncrief. Look at the guns on this cat.
How y'all doing?
Jermaine, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Welcome to the show.
Jermaine. Nice to meet you.
Tell us a bit about your football career so far.
I started off at Madison, Washington High School.
Whoa. You from Ohio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen, I got to say this. Everybody knows I'm an NFL scout. I tell you what, you haven't seen football until you go see Massillon, the Tigers, right?
Yes, sir.
Play Canton McKinley. I tell you what, they get like 50,000 people here, and you're talking about the greatest coach in NFL history. Paul Brown is from there. My favorite linebacker, other than Ray Lewis, Chris Spielman, went there, and Earl Bruce, well, there's one bum that went to your schools. So what a great tradition.
I started off there, played running back, and had a pretty good season, senior season. And then from there, I went to West Virginia, and then I had to do a Prop 48, so I ended up at a JUCO. And then from there, I ended up at Cal U.
You don't need those SATs at Cal.
Wonder who else went there.
How do you spell that?
That's good. So you had an opportunity to play at West Virginia. That's tremendous.
Yes, sir. Rich Rodriguez recruited me. It was a good opportunity, but I bounced around a lot in high school, so I didn't have the core courses, but did have a good GPA, and now I got a 3.7, Dean's List student. So
There you go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
Nice job.
That's a success story already.
I graduated college with a general studies degree, so you're a man after my own heart.
What position do you play?
I'm running back, but I'm actually transferring over to linebacker for a longer career, and my talents kind of will allow me to propel myself faster in the NFL at linebacker.
Now you look bigger on screen, but are you 6'1" or 6'2"?
I'm 6'1", 6'1", 240.
All muscle.
Yeah, pretty good body fat percentage, but my speed is really what propels me because
What's your speed?
I'm a 4.3 40.
Wow. You're the fastest guy besides Smoking Jim that we've ever had on the show.
Track. I got a track background. I did long jump. It was pretty close to the
You
record
been
at
knocking on them
Ashland.
doors down the south side?
No.
We need some linebacker help.
6'1", 240, 4'3", 40. Who's your agent? Lance Armstrong?
There's a guy offering right there. Smoking.
That'd be nice.
That's great size.
Have there been any NFL scouts to come down and take a look at you?
Yes, I talked to a Redskin scout and from a guy from the Philadelphia Eagles in the spring, and I wasn't able to contact them or get in touch with them after the fall because we had a coaching change, and they actually let me go at Cal, and but I just kept on working, and I'm here. I got to work out with Cleveland on February 17th.
Wow.
And,
Will you be going to the combine?
Yeah, I'm going to the regional combine in Cleveland, February 17th, that Sunday.
Right.
And that's why I plan on displaying that the 4.3 and the 40. Because a lot of people hear it, a lot of people say, everyone runs a 4.3, but I want to show people.
Yeah, put it on the clock.
Just wear your pads and do it.
What do they say? Put it on tape.
Yes, sir. It's still going to be a battle because I don't have much game film, but the God I serve, some people may say it's impossible, but I think it's possible.
There's countless stories in the NFL about people that come from, quote unquote, out of nowhere.
Yes, sir.
And make a name of themselves.
Yes,
So
sir.
it can be done.
Yeah, time is ticking for me, but I'm definitely ready.
And you look like you live in the weight room. What's something? You got some weight room numbers for?
Yeah, I can do 225 anywhere between 40 and upper 50.
Who said 40 to 50?
Because I usually train and I'll do it after my workout and I land somewhere around 38. So I'm thinking I could probably fall somewhere between 42 and 45.
Wow.
Well, if the Redskins are looking, they're going to like your speed. And in about 3 years, that's going to be the team you want to be on.
Yes, sir.
I think they're one of the teams coming up that will be the best in the league.
Well, hold on, Magic Mike. Philadelphia might trade for Terrell Pryor, so that moves them up to the top in the league.
That's another
Get in, I'd
story.
be happy.
Terrell still has to win his first Heisman. But yeah,
I thought we were
any
talking
quarterback gives you an
Jermaine.
opportunity.
Yes,
You can't
sir.
beat that.
Yeah, definitely.
Good luck up there in Cleveland.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
and don't give up on your dream, man. Anything I can do to help, I'll do it. And don't forget that a guy from your neighborhood, James Harrison, was cut 3 times before the great Bill Cowher seen the value in James Harrison, and the rest is history.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the encouragement.
Do you know LeBron?
Best of luck.
I don't know him, but I've got the opportunity to see him play in high school against Massillon and Sean Crable, number 2. I actually seen him go up for a dunk, and LeBron dunked on him. But it was a good competition to see them 2 go up together, 2 big guys.
All right. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We'd probably like to have you back on to follow up on what happened up in Cleveland.
Yes, sir.
And again, thanks for coming. Good luck with everything, and we'll
Look
get you
forward to
back up
seeing you
there.
on Sundays next year.
I look forward to being there.
Yeah, there you go.
KLU Vulcans. Ain't nothing like a KLU player, brother.
Oh, a short time ago, we had on a guest named John Kovac. He's been a little bit busy since then. We brought him back to tell us what he's been doing. John, come on up, please.
Oh, it's great to be back.
Oh, thanks for coming.
No problem.
So you've been pretty busy. You have a film you did. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I've been keeping busy in the acting, modeling community here in Pittsburgh, which has been fairly active. You know, a lot of great people out there doing a lot of different projects. I recently just finished up doing an independent short. It's like a psychological thriller thing. You know, I had to play creepy roles, so, you know, it was fun. You know, you play all different kind of roles, like, and some of them are just fun to play. Like, I had to do like an educational video for the University of Pittsburgh one time for their pharmacy students, and it was like a green screen, and it was basically for a program that they had to do where they would see a video and they would have to type in what their response would be, and based on their response, the video would play out. So we had to do it different ways. So I had to be both the good pharmacist and then the bad pharmacist. So it was always fun playing those contrasts. And I've done various modelings. I've done a couple bridal shows this month for Pittsburgh Wedding Clickers. I've done getting ready to do another independent stuff here. I did one over the summer called The Trojan Horse. They're getting ready to do a sequel to it. This, you know, coming up. So we've been doing some pre-production meetings on that. And then there's going to be a horror film I'll be doing. It's an independent one. They're going to be filming in Washington, PA. It's a zombie-based movie, but it's going to be more based off of a more Lovecraft approach to it as your typical zombie film. So there's
Love a zombie?
No, more like you have to understand the Lovecraft novels to kind of get the kind of mythos that he goes with as far as the zombies. So it's going to be a different approach to all the other ones out there, because there's a lot of zombie movies coming out here soon, and I think a lot of times you have to try to do something different that not everybody does all the time. So I try to stay active, do as much stuff as I can, get well-rounded. I've worked on a variety of projects from all different capacities, from being a production assistant on Hot Rock TV to doing fight choreographing for fight scenes for some independent films, and just various different, runway, film, modeling, print. I did an S&T Bank commercial with Jerome Bettis, a few months ago.
Oh, yeah? You're the 8th guest that we've had that's done something with Jerome Bettis at S&T Bank.
He does a lot with S&T Bank, and I've done a European noodle commercial. It's for some.
What is that? You want to explain? We might have to cut this. Is that European noodle?
It's basically European ramen, and it's for like European television. So we had to do like a scene for that, like us, in the office eating the ramen on our break, that kind of thing. So it's always something different. It's always something fun, and it's.
Speaking of fun, I wanted to ask you about that Hot Rock TV that you were talking about?
Yes. Was
that with Rockin' Ronnie James?
Yes.
Was that with Ken Ogilvy?
I'm not sure.
He did something this summer. Put me in a little film clip with Tara Lane. That's why I'm asking.
I know Tara Lane.
Right. And he's contacted me a couple times and said, "Oh, you did great, Al." And it reminds me of a Champion show and a couple people. But this film never hits the light of day. So that's why I'm asking.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If you get Ronnie James and Ken Ogilvy together, get Jimmy Savetic and Bill Neal with them, you got them all right in the same area.
And they were sitting together.
I'll tell you, never see those four guys at the same time because they're all the same person.
But there's a lot of great people, talented people out there in the acting, modeling community, and you start doing that stuff, you start working with enough people, and this person, and it's really a good crowd out there. It's not like your typical Hollywood crowd where everyone's backstabbing. We help each other out, that kind of thing.
Do you have an agency you work out of? Because I missed.
I work with the agency I belong to is Wilhelmina of Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. They're based out of Philadelphia. But there's a lot of agencies around here that I'll help them out with auditions, as far as workshops and things like that, just to keep busy and learn both sides, not just in front of the camera but behind the camera, because
good idea.
Being versatile like that's important, especially when I get up in age and can't do that anymore.
Hey, wait a second. I'm the oldest guy on this show right now.
Yeah, that's true. See now. Thanks for coming, and we'll have you back, and stick around because I have a script I'd like you to read.
No
And,
problem.
we'll talk soon.
All right.
All right. Thanks for coming. Jessica.
Look at that smile.
Everybody, this is Jessica. Jessica is the waitress that takes care of us.
The best waitress.
She brings out our water. She brings out a stack of French fries that Al eats and Jim pays for. She takes very good care of us. Hold on. Thank you. We brought her on because I had one question to ask her. Jessica, the people that aren't here for the show, what are they missing?
You guys are missing today $7 house burgers and $2.95 Miller Lite drafts. Also, we have Thursday night trivia that starts at 9. You're capable of winning 4 Pens hockey tickets.
Wow.
All you have to do is bring a group of 4 in, register for your team, and you got to win 3 times in a row. So come back 3 Thursdays in a row, and if you win all 3 times, you get 4 Pens hockey tickets. I don't know what's better than that. We have $2.95 domestic bottles and drafts every Pens game, and $2.95 bottles, Bud Light bottles on Friday, all day. I like to say my favorite food here is the Collins fish and chips and the zucchini fries. Very, very good. It's the #1 fish around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Super Bowl Sundays, we have $2.95 domestic bottles all day, so come down for that, even though I'm not a Ravens fan, and I'm sure not a lot of people here are.
Yeah, you're right, Jessica. You go, girl.
Well, Jessica, thank you.
Hold on, what about the Super Bowl? Here,
Oh, yeah.
pass that down to her.
No, don't put that up in front of her. She's waiting with me.
No, hold it down low. We'll hold it up right here.
Wait, what does that say?
I know the poster. Again, thanks for telling us all that. And I'm sure we'll have you back on many shows.
Happy to serve anyone. I'm here every Monday, so come on down.
Great job, Jess. Great job. Thank you. A Star is born. Best waitress.
Don't forget to tip your local waitress.
The best waitress here.
Nobody, I've never had a smoke or a drink in my life, so nobody's telling me how much a non-alcoholic daiquiri costs.
$2.95.
Shirley Temple for everybody.
On Smoking Jim. Like the fries. They're good.
All right, well, we've got one more guest we want to bring up. Mr. Reggie Lowe. Come on. I tell you, I know absolutely nothing about Reggie, except that I argue with him all the time on Facebook. The first thing I want you to see, Reggie, is I'm sitting up here with a mental invalid, a Pirates fan, and a black guy. So the next time somebody calls me a racist on Facebook, you can tell them they're full of whatever.
Oh man, that was funny.
So, well, I mean, you've seen the show go on, you see what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
jump in, give us your opinion.
Well, I would like to speak about I want to talk about the Northside Youth Athletic Association. It's a program that I'm a part of, and how we're turning it into a year-round program. We're going from just midget football to now we're integrating girls basketball, 12 and under. We're taking the kids to track. So it could be a year-round event for, the kids that have something to do, not just for football season.
Where do we get a hold of you on this stuff?
Well, we're setting up a website. It's www.Northside Youth Athletic Association, and it'll tell you, about all the different things that we're doing and things.
Do that one more time, because a lot of us are slow like me. So if you repeat that, then they'll get it when they hear it. Real slow.
Northside Youth Athletic Association, I believe it's www.com, whatever. I'm not very internet literate.
Well, some of these people are. They'll check it out.
They probably will.
Yep, Northside Youth Association .com. What is when's your next registration period?
It depends on what program you're talking about. If you're talking about basketball, for females basketball, registration's now, But if you're talking about football, I think registration starts up in May.
Okay, well, right now you're in the registration for the female basketball.
Registration for female basketball.
Where does somebody go to register? And is there a specific area they have to be from, or can anybody go?
we'd welcome anybody to come, but for travel purposes, we prefer that they live on the north side so people can get them home back and forth in a safe environment, you know what I mean, in a timely manner. You know, with schools and everything going on. You know, so
Okay, so
we
where can
prefer
somebody
that.
go to do the registration?
The Northview Heights Recreation Center is like a home base, basically for people that's working for the program. You know, a lot of people that is leaders in the program, like the president, they work there, so you could probably get in touch with them through there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Excellent.
But I appreciate y'all having me on the show, and I like it.
Where should I see you on Facebook, though?
And the sports group, Talking Sports with that guy,
What's your name again? Because I think
Reggie Lowe.
I've already seen you. I'm Alan Levine. You've seen me on
Yeah, I
there.
seen it.
I'm a yes man. But I disagree with him on all his picks. Reggie, so
I never agreed with Smoking Joe's picks.
well, me neither. I'm with you. So how's that working out? We're getting beat right now. It's like
I know, I mean, he's looking like a jizz right now, but even a broke clock.
You learn once a day, huh?
I knew I liked
Clock is right twice a day.
it. And plus, you got a nice hat on. See that hat? I drink the Steeler Kool-Aid too.
Yeah, no doubt.
10-6 this year coming up.
Even a blind squirrel can find his nuts with both hands. Every blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then, something like that. Yeah, well, you know how Smoking Jim's a genius because he picked New England and San Francisco to go to the Super Bowl. But he says he was half right, so I guess that's okay. But we're going to get his pick coming up here soon. That's like I told you earlier. If he predicts sunrise tomorrow, that's a flash race.
Lots of flashlights.
See you talking sports in that.
And the racist is turning a brother against me. Brother against
Get a picture of that.
Look at you, of all people.
Get a picture of that. Got him.
I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
Thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you very much for the word out about your program.
And how was the food here?
It was good. I like the food here.
Remember that. You can come back. I live a mile away. Just pick me up. You come down. I'll eat a couple wings with you. I promise.
For the record, what's your prediction?
For the Super Bowl, I think that the Ravens they're like playoff weather, you know. We're like their big brothers. We beat them up so many years. They're due. Like when the game gets tight, I just believe Flacco will, you know, produce to where, you know, Kaepernick has never really been there with the pressure. I mean, he's got a couple big wins, but if he get down 14-0 to the Ravens or something like that, I don't think they're going to be able to come back from that. And I just believe that the Ravens is going to be focused, steady, and, you know, they're going to go at it like business-like, and I don't even think it's going to be close.
How good is Ray Lewis over the last 17 years?
He's not the greatest football player of all time.
There you go.
You're not welcome back to the show.
Well, he didn't really mean that. Like I said, he says that just to stir people up.
He's not the greatest football player
Nobody
of
would
all time,
think
but
that.
he's definitely played at the highest level at that position, and he is the bar, you know. For that position, you got to look at him and then everybody else.
I like that.
I agree with that.
No, there's no
I said that for 3 or 4 years in a row, he was the best linebacker in the league. But you know, everybody loses their skills as they get older.
Even right now, with the skills deteriorated, I mean, he's still a top 10 linebacker in the league. I mean, no matter what anybody says, I mean, he produces, and when he's on the field, you see a difference in that team, and that means something.
You're
Everything
9-1 with him in the lineup.
See,
that means something.
I think he's faded. I think it's time for him to retire.
Well, you know, and not to disparage Ray Lewis, but, you know, I mean, you got to give credit to the defensive line of the Ravens because they keep those offensive linemen off Ray so he can make those tackles.
I mean,
They're 5-5 without Ray Lewis.
Yeah, but he got the bionic arm working now. He's clubbing people now. What do you
I
think
mean,
of
they
that?
got a job to do too. If that's their job, I mean, you can't diminish
they're
what
doing a
he's
hell of a job, too.
doing for, you know, him doing his job. They're doing his job, and he's doing his on the back end. Those people should be accredited for what they're doing, and he should definitely get the credit for what he do, because what he do is not very easy to do.
Well, what do you think of all this crying now that he's doing?
I just don't. It's definitely ruining his image to me. I mean,
I think it's making his image better for me because I'm not a Ray Lewis fan. So I sort of like it because it's all his mascara's running, his bionic arms twitching. I mean, I'm okay with that.
If you look at it at the right angle, he looks just like Cordell Stewart when he's doing that. That was cold. What else do you know cries on the sidelines?
I can't go that low. That's low.
It's an emotional sport. You're supposed to cry. You put your heart and soul into it.
He's crying before the game.
Ain't nothing like a football player.
Before the game. And your commercial.
Too much crying and preaching at the same time all the time. I start feeling like I'm watching, intervention instead of watching the NFL game. Like, everything's so emotional with them. I just don't get it.
You guys sound like Wes Walker's wife.
I didn't tweet it, though. I did not tweet that.
That was dirty.
But he is crying all the time, though.
He's doing a lot of crying right now. And he's going to come back. If they win the Super Bowl, he'll come back.
He ain't coming
I
back.
love it. One more year. I like that.
He'll come back. He'll think, the pride in him will think that he could do it one more year. He'll come back.
I always said Ray Lewis is probably the only football player who's ever put on the pads that could one day play against his son. His son got a full scholarship against Miami. I think he ought to hold out so he can play against his son. I would love to see that. Ray Lewis will hit anybody in a different color uniform.
Hey,
What I said is,
Ask Mendenhall.
that's if his son makes the league. It's not a foregone conclusion that his son's going to go to the NFL. That's tough to make. He had a brother that didn't go,
How many brothers and sisters?
He had like two brothers that played. I think that played running back. They didn't go. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Maryland.
For Maryland, then he had another brother that I think was playing. Neither one of them made the start. So just because it's his son, he probably knows more than the average kid at his age, but eventually it's going to equal out. And he just, it's tough to make the NFL.
Well, imagine being a running back in a house that your dad's going to tackle you every day.
Ray was a running back at high school. He was a running back at high school.
You brought up the Mendenhall thing. And at the time, it seemed very impressive that he hurt Mendenhall and made him drop the ball. But if you look at everything Mendenhall has done since, who hasn't hurt him and made him drop the ball?
He hurt Deuce Staley, too.
Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley's the greatest running back of all time, but you'll never know it because you never saw him carry the ball.
Here's one thing that causes me concern, with this Ray Lewis and playing another year. He's been playing a high-impact position for now 17 years plus his college ball. And I think about Junior Seau and what happened to him and the repeated blows to the head, and what kind of effect is this going to have on him later in his life?
CTE.
I never heard of him having a concussion. I'm quite sure he's had a few that he didn't report. I mean, I guess it's different with everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Some people get to twist their knee and, get up and run it off, shake it off, and nothing wrong with them. Byron Leftwich fall in the end zone. He
tripped over the goal line.
Tripped over the goal line and break his arm, and he's out for the year. Some people you can never tell. Yeah. Some people say they get tackled, they're injured. Some people, they take a beating, and you're like, how you get up? And he's out there on the next play.
That's true.
People get a finger popped back in. Some people out 3 weeks with it.
Somebody tears all 3 tricep muscles and come back in the same year and lead his team to a 9-1 record. Yeah. Some guys are special.
Some guys from San Francisco cut their finger off so they could play.
Ronnie Lott.
And you brought up the Junior Seau thing, and that's kind of a bad spot for me.
Okay.
If I was a judge and somebody come in front of me with a lawsuit and said they're going to sue the NFL because they didn't tell them that getting banged in the head a bunch of times is bad for them, I would throw the lawyer in jail. Honestly, God, how can you sue the NFL because they didn't tell you that getting too many concussions can hurt you? You got to think for yourself, right? I bet his family wasn't trying to sue the NFL when he's making millions of dollars every year.
No, and that's the trade-off with it. They trade their health and their well-being for money up front and an extravagant lifestyle and everything, and that's the price they pay. I don't see where they get off trying to sue the NFL and blaming them for not telling them that the repeated blows to the head can be hazardous to your health.
People sue for anything now. I mean, anything. I mean, people don't even have to be angry. All they have to do now is they legally have the right to sue. And no sue.
Well, you know, what the NFL will do is they'll end up paying them off because it'll cost them less money than dragging it through the courts for another decade.
They'll fight them tooth and nail because if they give in to that lawsuit, there'll be so many behind them with that. I mean, not just people that killed themselves, but just people who's depressed or, you know, anybody who's going through that right now. They already got a class action suit.
Yeah.
So in order to settle that suit right there, I mean, it would cost more than just paying them off. This would be billions.
That's where their flaw was making it a class action suit, because now you lump them all in, and each individual story is unique to itself, and there may be arguments for some people. When they lump them all together, they're going to adjudicate them kind of differently than they would.
Come on, I'm a studies major, all these big words, yeah.
Well, you know, the solution for the NFL is to have a rule that after your first concussion, you're out of the league. You can't play anymore. For your own health. And if you want to play, you have to sign a paper saying that from now on, your health issues are not because of the NFL. Because you made that choice to play after your first concussion. Because after your first concussion, you're getting another one, and another one, and another one. And you have to be smart enough to know that banging your head on a wall is going to hurt you.
Hey, you know what? I got a better idea. I know the Surgeon General made the United States government put on packs of cigarettes that smoking is hazardous to your health. Maybe they should do those on the football helmet. Put it on football helmets. This piece of equipment may be hazardous to your long-term health.
It makes sense, but then you got to look at it from the other end of the spectrum. I mean, these people are also the people who have your doctors, and they're the people who you're relying on for your best medical things. I mean, if you know that with one concussion you're out of the league, do you think Belichick's going to tell the league Tom Brady had a concussion?
Do you think any player's going to admit that he had one?
Nobody's going to do it. So if you do that, then it's going to just take away the integrity of the doctors, player relationship, and all that. I mean, the NFL shouldn't, if you put it into a contract of, you know, if this happens, then, you know, then the team will start, you know, withholding information. You know what I'm saying? So now the player can't really give, you know, an educated, you know, decision on if he's going to play or if he's going to retire. Because if the team wants him to play, like, yeah, we'll get over it if he rehab him for 6 months, they might not tell him the extent of his injury.
Good point.
So, you know, you got to, you know, that's a fine line right there. You know, some people, you know, got to use common sense. You know what I mean? You got to accept your decisions. You know, people got to be a man about it. If you knew you was having problems and you said, I'm going to lace them up anyway, then when it's over, it's
Look at that RG3. When he was playing that last game before he finally blew it, he should have been taken out of that game long before, but the coach said, are you okay? Oh, yeah, coach, I'm fine. And everybody could see he couldn't run. He was playing on one leg. Played amazingly on one leg, but still, he wasn't the athlete that he was.
He didn't play amazing on one leg. They played amazing before one leg, but after one leg, they was up 14-0. And then after that, they did nothing else after the game. I mean, he should have took him out just for performance basis right there.
The RG3 thing is proof that the words integrity and NFL doctor should never be used in the same sentence.
And the same thing with the head coaches. I mean,
Same thing.
Well, Reggie, thanks for coming.
Reggie, it's a pleasure.
Great job, man.
Great job.
See you online.
I'm just mad that Ray Lewis didn't play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That way his son's going to play for Gateway.
His son might still play for Gateway. In fact, after Ray retires, he might play for Gateway. Well, Jim, we're running out of time. People are anxiously awaiting your prediction.
I got to give my prediction. Everybody bet the house. Represent Stone Cold Lead Pipe Lock in the Super Bowl. Sugar Ray Lewis 14. San Francisco 49ers 35. A black quarterback, first black quarterback since Doug Williams get a Super Bowl ring. You heard it first. San Fran 35, Baltimore Ravens 14.
I agree. Yes. You might just be right. Yes. Now I'll be shocked.
Randy Moss.
Well, everybody, thanks for coming to the Level 20 Lounge. Thanks for watching Level 20 Sportsline, and we'll see you next week.